New tonight, 5 East Texas students are being recognized. Congressman Nathaniel Moran was in Tyler today celebrating the students who are headed to service academies. The event highlighted 5 East Texas students who have been nominated by the Congressman to attend 4 of the 5 service academies. 2 students enrolled in the Naval Academy, 3 others going to the Air Force, military and Marine academies. The Congressman said the ceremony is an opportunity to highlight the next generation of those who are serving our country.
I think East Texas makes the best leaders, and I think that our students need to have influence in all of these academies. It's especially poignant to me too, because back in '93 I was in this same position on my way to West Point, and I remember then how important it was to have a support network, and that's what we're here to do.
Each honoree is a senior in high school or early in their college career. Nominations begin for each in their junior year of high school, with up to 10 students being selected.